Hey guys, it's Ryan here. Hopefully you guys can see and hear me okay. Today is the first episode of my new podcast that I've been talking about. I've been talking about and alluding to on Twitter if you guys follow me on there. And I've decided the name of this podcast is going to be called King's Court. This episode is going to be just basically an intro episode. I'm probably going to be uploading this podcast on not Spotify, but SoundCloud. So make sure you check it out on there as well. Hopefully the video quality looks good. I'm thinking about doing more vlogging with this camera that I'm recording with right now. But I'm using this bad boy, this Blue Yeti, for for my audio. Hopefully me putting my hand on it didn't make too loud of a sound. But I'm using this guy for audio, and then my Nikon D5000 is over there recording, so hopefully this looks really good. I think it probably looks a lot better than my GoPro, but we'll see. The lighting in this room is not the best, so maybe there's something we can do about that. We'll have to see. But basically this is just going to be a little bit of an intro episode. I might also look into moving this mic somewhere, maybe if I can get something so I can put it here. I'd put it right here, but I don't want this cord in the video like super right across my body, so we'll have to look into that as well. So hopefully for this episode you guys can hear me okay, but this is, like I said, an intro episode, so we're just going to be talking about what you guys can expect to see in this podcast, why I want to do it, what gave me the idea for the name, all that type of stuff. So let's get right into it. We'll actually also start off with who I am. So my name is Ryan. I was in the Call of Duty community for a long time. I didn't really do a lot really in the community. I just kind of hung out. I tried to do the whole sniping thing. I was good at it, but I wasn't great. Like, I was good to the point where, like, if you came up against me on Xbox, you'd be like, oh yeah, this kid's good. But, like, I wasn't good to the point where I was getting, like, tons of clips all the time, you know what I mean? So that never really went anywhere. Then I just tried to make gaming videos in general, just on YouTube, be a content creator. That didn't really go anywhere either, because I, for a long time, had trouble with being consistent and stuff like that. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I had a problem. I would always try and be like other people on YouTube and not just me, and now I'm being just me. Like, this is me. You're here for my content, so obviously if you're here for me. You don't want to see me acting like somebody else. So now it's totally just me. I've started a clothing company back in the summer of, I think it was 2016. So that's Nobilium Clothing. Oh my gosh, that's awkward. Wrong side. Nobilium Clothing. That's my company. We currently have hats and as well as one style t-shirt. So I'm trying to currently right now build a community with that. And then as I build up more community, we'll focus more on product and stuff like that. But right now I just want to build an awesome community that is full of like-minded people. Basically, the idea with Nobilium Clothing is Nobilium is Latin for noble, and the logo, I don't know if you guys can tell from far away, the logo is a tiger wearing a crown, which to me personally is the most noble animal. Obviously, you know, everyone's always like says that the lion is like the king, but to me, it's personally, I love tigers, especially white Siberian tigers, stuff like that. So that's where that comes from. And then basically I want the atmosphere around this clothing brand to be people that follow their dreams as well as kind of outdoorsy, people that like to go out and get their dreams and they don't just sit on their ass all the time. Whether, you know, that's YouTube, starting your own business, being, you know, in the NBA one day, whatever. I want everybody to follow their dreams. So that's kind of where the noble part of it comes in, is I always think that everyone underestimates themselves and they think, oh, I can't do that. And everybody can easily be, not easily, everybody can definitely though make it their dreams a reality if you're willing to put in the work and the effort and the time. So I believe, everyone, I always talk about why, you can ask all my friends and stuff, I always refer to myself as, the king. Whenever we're hanging out in groups and stuff, I'll make jokes about me being the king and stuff like that, or when we're playing Call of Duty, I say that I'm the king, stuff like that. And that's where the noble part comes into it, is I always have believed that anybody can be a king or queen in their own right, if you're willing to put the time and the effort in. Because if you're just, you go to your job, you come home, you go to sleep, or you go to your job, you come home, you watch TV, you go to sleep, you wake up, you go to your job, and that's pretty much all you do. That just does not seem appealing to me. I don't want to sit in some cubicle office all day. So I believe that anyone can, to me, if you're sitting in a cubicle all day, you hate your job, but you're not doing anything about it, that would be like, I guess what I would say is like a peasant. I don't know, between me and my friends, we've always joked, we call each other peasants and stuff like that. We joke around about being the king, so I have always really thought about that a lot. That's where the noble part kind of comes into it. I think that anyone that is willing to put the time and the effort and the work and the research in can be a king, so to speak, or a queen. So that's where that comes from. Again, that's also where the podcast title comes in, King's Court. And then let's get into what you guys can expect to see and hear if you're not watching the video on YouTube. Because like I said, I'm going to try and upload this on SoundCloud as well. If you are listening or watching, is what you can expect to experience on this podcast is me talking about different topics. Really, it's going to be, I want to kind of do entrepreneur type stuff, like about my own business and about other businesses. And I do want to also bring in other entrepreneurs, whether they be younger or older, or they work their ass off or what. All entrepreneurs work their ass off. To a point, of course, some work a lot harder than others. And a lot of it, let's be honest, some of it is just luck. But I do want to bring on other entrepreneurs where I'll talk with them, ask them questions, stuff like that. But it's also just going to be, you guys can expect to hear a lot of random topics that have nothing to do with business or entrepreneurship at all. So that's kind of what you guys can expect to see or hear on this podcast. Probably a lot about talking about my own company, Nobilium Clothing, as well as, like I said, inviting other people on. So if you guys have anybody that you're like, man, I'd really like to see this person on the podcast, or you'd really like to be on the podcast, please comment down below. Definitely, I'll contact you, or you can contact me on Twitter maybe if you don't comment down below. And we can talk about maybe getting other people on the podcast, because I would really love to have more people on the podcast and guests and stuff like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But that's basically, that's what it's about, is going to be kind of a lot of entrepreneurship type stuff, but also some random topics, just things that I want to talk about. So that's definitely something I want to do, though, is bring a lot of people on. I've already got a couple people in mind that I'd love to bring on the podcast, so I'm going to be sending out messages to them. Hopefully they'll be interested. Sometimes we'll talk photography, because I'm kind of into photography too. I think it's really, really enjoyable. Personally, I love product photography, which a lot of people don't. That's okay. I just really like it. To me, I don't know, when I see that perfect image of a product, that just, it can be so compelling. And even I'll look at an image and I'm like, man, I want that whatever that is. And then I think about it and I'm like, I actually don't even need that, and I probably would never use it, but that photo just looks so good and so appealing. It just grabs my attention. It makes me feel like I need it. And I love that. One type of photography I'd love to get into would be like urban exploration. But honestly, I don't have the balls to go trespassing on some buildings and stuff. I do not have the balls to do that. So maybe one day we'll get into urban exploration stuff, but right now it's mostly nature, outdoor, and product photography is what I've been doing. So That's pretty fun. I love that stuff. That's a little bit about me. I like sports. I'm pretty athletic. I would like to think, anyway. I love hiking, stuff like that. Traveling, super fun. Um, I've been on and off doing YouTube since I was like 14. I'm currently 18, turning 19 soon. So 4 to 5 years now. On and off. Like I said, for a while I had trouble being consistent. And I did notice a lot when I switched over from gaming to just kind of real life stuff, like vlogging and stuff like that. I did lose a lot of subscribers, which I don't have that many now. I've got like 120 or something like that. But I did lose a bunch when I switched over to that because obviously they were there for gaming, not to hear me rant about stuff or just vlog or whatever. So that's basically what you guys can expect to see on this podcast. Like I said, if you want to be on the podcast or if you know anybody that would maybe want to be on the podcast, please comment down below or contact me on Twitter. That, of course, will be in the description. As well as you guys can look out. I'm hoping, I haven't decided, this podcast is probably going to be weekly, but maybe bi-weekly. But I'm hoping to make it a weekly podcast. So definitely check out that. I'm not sure what day this is going to be going up on. So that will have to be decided what day we want to do. But I think that's going to be about it for this first podcast, guys. I just want to do a little intro and basically tell you what to expect, tell you the name, tell you who I am and where this is all coming from. So first episode of King's Court is done, guys. I'm Ryan. I'll talk to you guys later. Pura Vida.